It is 6:10 p.m. Welcome to the September 9th, 2025 meeting of the Ann Arbor Sustainability Commission meeting. This meeting is being conducted electronically and will be broadcast live on CTN channel 16 and online at 82gov.org/watchctn. And now for the roll call. Commissioner Berkowitz.
Present, zooming in from Lansing.
Thank you. Commissioner Brown.
Present here in Ann Arbor.
Commissioner Colvin Garcia. Absent. Council Member Cornell will be absent. Commissioner Curtis.
Here, Ann Arbor.
Thank you. Commissioner Dale, absent. Commissioner Graham.
He's here. He's muted.
Here, Ann Arbor, sorry.
Thank you. Commissioner Hans.
Here from Ann Arbor.
Thank you. Commissioner Levin.
Here in Ann Arbor.
Thank you. Councilmember Malik.
Here, calling in from Ann Arbor's 2nd Ward.
Thank you. Commissioner Mitchell.
Here in Ann Arbor.
Commissioner Nedrich. Commissioner Overpeck.
Here, yeah, sitting on campus.
And Commissioner Smith, absent. And that is a quorum. Next, the approval of agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
You, Commissioner Brown. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next is the approval of the minutes from the August meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Thank you. Second. Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, minutes are approved. All right, so next is our public comment. I'd now like to open the floor to public comment. We allow 3 minutes per speaker. We don't respond in the moment to speakers, but we appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts with us. Please call 888-788-0099 and enter meeting ID 988-7619-2402. To raise your hand, press 9. To unmute, press *6. Have one person. Caller 134.
Thank you very much. This is Ken Garber, 28 Haverhill Court. Hope everyone had a good summer. Just calling with a brief update of the work that's going on with Citizens Climate Lobby's Electrification Subcommittee. This may be relevant to the Sustainability Commission's Commercial Building Decarbonization Working Group. Yeah, we're focusing on hotels. There's an ongoing hotel boom in Ann Arbor, and we've prepared letters for Drury Hotels, which is planning a hotel down near Briarwood, and Hawkeye Hotels out of Iowa, which is planning a Northfield Inn on the vacant lot at 300 West Huron next to the Delantis Center. These are still working their way through planning review, so we're hoping that letters to their executives urging all electric construction will have a positive effect. We're also planning to meet with Jeff Houtman of Oxford Companies about the 150-room hotel he's planning at Arbor South. That project site plan has been approved, but nothing about electrification of the hotel has been stated, and that project will need substantial city support for the parking structures going forward. So still a lot of work to do on that one, and we're hoping to get in early with our electrification request there. And there's a couple other scattered hotels that we're also focused on. This is all new construction. I know that the working group is charged with decarbonizing both new construction and existing structures, but wanted to just give you guys a heads up that we're working on the citizen end to try to get all electric construction in these very large new commercial buildings. So I look forward to hearing about all the other things that the Sustainability Commission plans to do in its work plan over the next year and the OSI update. And just want to let you know that there's at least a few citizens out there who are paying close attention and realize how important the work is that you do. So thank you for that and have a great meeting.
Thank you. There are no other callers for public comment. So moving right along to commission business. I think this will be a pretty short meeting. Hoping to elect officers, leadership positions, and go through the working group confirmation. So starting with the officer elections, jump in if I get this process wrong for what requires a motion. But I would like to open the nominations for chair. I have a nomination for Brooks Curtis. Is there a motion to nominate Commissioner Curtis for chair? Thank you. Commissioner Graham, is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. Are there any other nominations from the floor?
The academy number for the bank.
Okay.
I typed it up, but I want to look and make sure it's exactly what I had. What did you do with it?
Okay. So all in favor of electing Commissioner Curtis as chair of the Sustainability Commission? Okay, any opposed? Okay, great. Congratulations, Chair Curtis. I would like to open the nomination for vice chair. I received no volunteers over email, so if there's anybody here that would like to volunteer to be vice chair, it is now open. The floor is open.
Be happy to do it, Aaron. I do know Robert's Rules of Order, so I can handle it.
Okay, great. Is there a motion to nominate Commissioner Graham?
So moved.
Okay, thank you. A second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Hans. All in favor of electing Commissioner Graham to vice chair? Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Vice Chair Graham.
Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on to the working group confirmations. Comes Commissioner Nedrich. Good timing.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
No problem. Welcome. We just got to confirmation of working groups. And I'm pulling up my notes, which I didn't have prepared. I apologize. Okay, so to recap, we have the building decarbonization, returnable containers, chloride and surface water, environmental services framework, and the sidewalk program light. For building decarbonization, I have Commissioners Berkowitz, Colvin Garcia, Overpeck, and Curtis. Is there anyone else that would like to join that working group or change their?
Yeah, I would also like to join that one.
Okay, great. Commissioner Levin. Anybody else? Let's see, so that's still good. We're still sub-quorum, so we're good. Is there anyone that's really excited about being chair of that working group at this time? We don't have to decide, but if there was anyone that had the interest now, we could go ahead and make that decision. All right, I will leave that up to Joe then to schedule those meetings, and then you all can select a chair amongst yourselves. Thank you. Returnable containers work group, Councilmember Cornell and Malik, and then as well as Commissioners Dale and Commissioner Hans, if you were thinking about it. Anybody else that would like to join the returnable containers working group? Okay. And then we are missing a few of those folks, so I'll let them also decide during that first meeting on the leadership. Chloride and surface water. So far, I just have Commissioner Nedrich. Would anyone else be interested in joining that working group? Commissioner Brown, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, and Commissioner Nedrich, you expressed a potential interest in being the chair of that working group. Does that still stand? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Environmental Services Framework, I have Commissioner or Chair Curtis, Commissioners Brown, Graham, and Mitchell, or Vice Chair Graham, I should say. Anybody else interested in joining that working group? Okay. And amongst those folks, anyone interested in being chair at this time? Okay, thank you,
I guess
Commissioner
I'll do
Brown.
that. Yeah.
Thank you. And then finally, the sidewalk gap filling program. We have Chair Curtis, and then Commissioners Hans and Mitchell, and Vice Chair Graham. Is there anyone else that would like to join? And Commissioner Mitchell has expressed an interest in chairing that group, so thank you for that. Okay, any other general thoughts on the working groups before moving on? Okay, so because we don't have any working group updates yet, I'll provide a quick staff update. There is a written update that has all the details, but I can quickly go over it. And then I'm happy to open the floor to just general updates that folks have that are sustainability related that you would like to share. I will attempt to share my screen as I just kind of walk through the staff update. There are a lot of updates. It's been a minute since we've had a staff update during a meeting, so bear with me.
It's a good problem to have.
Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. And if you can't see my screen, is it one screen or is it a bunch of different screens?
One.
One.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so from the Office of Sustainability, we have the Green Fair coming up on September 19th, which is a big event. There's a new fiscal year, new energy rebates. So restarting in July 1st, all home energy rebate categories are refreshed. So it aligns with our fiscal year. There's some updates on the green rental housing ordinance that I know Joe is working really hard on that passed in June. And there will be some upcoming informational sessions to help landlords and property managers get up to speed on what is coming with that. There's a little update on the summer games, which was super successful for both OSI and public services this year. So yeah, for A20, they gave out over 5,000 badges. I know for we did a little stormwater experiment this year within public services. It was also super successful. It's an awesome program, continues to be awesome. And then there's a list of additional events that you guys should check out here. I don't want to take too much time going over each of them individually, but some really great events coming up on the OSI side. And then for public services, we have our transportation survey open to folks through October 31st. We'd love to hear from you about how you get around Ann Arbor and what maybe are some potential obstacles you have in getting around. Our capital improvements plan was approved this week. No, that was last week at the Planning Commission, which outlines the 6-year schedule of public services expenditures. You can check that out on our website. It has a map of all the different projects, and then it breaks it down by different departments if you're interested. We finally got our MS4 permit. That's been a very long time in the making. So that's been issued and is now effectively active. And then I did provide some Gelman 1,4-dioxane contamination updates. I shared them over email as well, which you might have seen, but I put them all in one place. So you guys are able to check out the 2025 residential well testing results, as well as some shallow groundwater testing that was done at Slauson Middle School as part of the geothermal exploratory groundwater study. And then for events, I just listed the Water Resource and Recovery Facility Open House, which is next Saturday. So check that out if you are interested. Any questions on the staff update?
Aaron, I was just curious, under Slauson, do you know how shallow the groundwater is there?
Very.
I want to say the shallow well was between 5 and 10 feet, but don't quote me on that. It was quite shallow. Yes. There were 2 locations and they did nested at both. But I would have to confirm that, but that was my recollection.
Surprisingly shallow.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Waterworks Park is next to it, and the houses that are for sale there, you have to have flood insurance to get a mortgage on those houses because of the flood issues, potential flood. So it's really close.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Aaron, I have a question on the MS4, and I'm sorry I haven't read the documents, but could you give an overview of the scope
Of the new permit?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not intimately involved in that. I did chat with the stormwater folks. I don't think they're expecting large changes from the last permit. I mean, the scope of the permit itself is very large, but as far as changes that we will need to make, it won't be a significant lift on our part, with the exception of the industrial stormwater permit, as I recall. But the scope will be relatively similar to previous versions, but it just had been expired for a really long time. And so we were basically kind of functioning without a permit, which was difficult.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Any other questions? Anybody else have any sustainability related events or information that they'd like to share? I can open it up at this time. Commissioner Mitchell?
I do have one that I noticed in reading live last night, an article about raising monarch caterpillars from egg to chrysalis and release. And there was a family that has gotten very involved with it and has raised actually hundreds just this season. And I just wanted to bring that up because actually, when I looked at the Xerxes Society's recommendations on raising monarchs, they were suggesting that it's something that is not really recommended and certainly not in volume. And I wanted to bring that up to this group just to get that aired out. The Xerxes Societies agreed that it's educational and very interesting and fun to watch the change that happens with monarch development, but that actually that natural growth and development out in the wild is much preferred for population health in general. So I just wanted to get that out there. And if anybody has any questions about raising monarchs, I suggest going to xerxes.org and search on their site for raising monarchs.
Great, thank you.
One thing for the sidewalk gaps, the city is doing some engagement studies for neighbors who are potentially getting sidewalks. And there's a meeting upcoming for Sunset and Wilt on the end of September 29th and Duvarn on October 8th. There's a meeting on Getty's road sidewalks last night, so we missed that one. But it's a way just to see what the public's thinking about sidewalks in their area.
Erin, I had just one thing. I noticed in Huron River Watershed Council's monthly newsletter, they had an update on the polluter accountability laws that are going on at the state level, and that there's been some movement. Have our lobbyists been at the city like involved at all, or do we have any updates on how that might look?
I can speak to, and yeah, Councilmember Malik can jump in here as well. I know, I'm trying to remember, I think I'm getting my years confused. I know that that's been a legislative priority recently, as recently as last year, and I don't know the level to what we are doing this year. Councilmember Malik, do you happen to know?
Yeah, it was included in kind of our short list of priorities that the city is advocating for at the state level. I think the list was, the highest priority list was maybe 5 items, and that was one of the 5. So definitely still top of the list in terms of what the city is hoping to get from our legislative delegation. But given kind of the political dynamics in Lansing, probably not super likely this year, we were told. So, it doesn't stop us from advocating though.
Okay, thank you. Just curious.
Anybody else? Okay, great. I believe that takes us to our final public comment of the night. Okay, to make public comment, please call 888-788-0099 and enter meeting ID 988-7619-2402. To raise your hand, press 9. To unmute, press *6. There is a caller, but I'm not sure if this is a new caller, so let's see. Caller 134, did you have another comment?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. Glad I asked.
Yeah, Ken Garber again. Yeah, I was hoping there might be some discussion of the Gelman Sciences plume. I haven't been following the issue, but I did read the letter exchange between Representative Dingell and Eagle. My cursory understanding is that there was an expectation last year that the EPA would designate the Gelman plume as a Superfund site. That now has fallen by the wayside for whatever reason. And Eagle seemed not responsive to Representative Dingell's request for closer monitoring and consideration of stricter levels to protect health and safety. So this leaves me wondering what the city's plan is as the plume continues to spread. Again, I haven't been following the issue or taking part in the card discussions, but just noting the letter in the packet, I'd appreciate some explanation, even if it comes at the next meeting. And yeah, other than that, I guess I'd like to reiterate what I said last month, which is that I'm happy to participate as an at-large member of the Building Decarbonization Working Group, if that's amenable to the commissioners on that subcommittee, on that working group. So anyway, thanks for your work, and I look forward to next month's meeting.
Thank you. So we can bring that up with our new chair and vice chair when we talk about agenda topics for next time. We have had speakers come speak on the Gelman plume before, so if that's something of interest to this leadership, then that's certainly something we can consider. I can say that yes, the EPA is still the process has stalled, but as far as we know, is still moving forward. So they're still considering the over 150 public comment that were received last year for NPL listing. So that is still happening in the background as far as we know, but we haven't had any updates lately. So thank you.
So the troubling thing is that the plume seems to be moving north. And almost every house north of M14 is on a well. And that means a substantial extension of the city's water supply in order to get those people off wells and keep them from drinking that chemical. So the next 5 years are going to be problematic for the city and for Scioto Township. And this chemical is extraordinarily water soluble, and we have an extraordinarily complicated superficial geology in Ann Arbor. It's not like there's sort of a lens of water and then clay. It's just a total hodgepodge of ways for water to move, particularly down valleys. And stopping this is probably unlikely.
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, those are things that the city is thinking about. I mean, right now the levels are below the required action limits that Gelman or Eagle would need to take, which is 3 parts per billion. But certainly we're having those conversations internally about the ifs, the if statements. And then the county has released their intended sampling locations for the 2026 residential well testing. And so based on the results from this year, there'll be a lot more homes tested next year, kind of using their criteria of, if they have detectable levels of dioxin, they sample, the homes within X feet. So there's going to be over 200 homes tested next year.
Good. Well, all the more reason to get the expansion and replacement of the water treatment plant done. We're gonna need it.
Yeah, we're working on it. Okay, items for next agenda. The chair and the vice chair and I will be meeting to discuss that, but does anybody have anything they'd like to kind of see in the next agenda or a few agendas at this time?
So I encountered one issue this week. An ad hoc group in Barton Hills Village decided they wanted to harvest the weeds in Barton Pond on the North Shore. The Environmental Commission had a major study about the dams and impoundments 15 years ago, and concluded it was really difficult to harvest the weeds in the water, which have been getting rapidly worse over that time period. It used to be there weren't any in Barton Pond, there weren't any in Gallup Pond. You could sail and windsurf in both impoundments completely freely without hitting weeds, except very near shoreline. Now there are a lot of exotic species and then algae and stuff that grows in the tops of those where they come up to the surface for air. And so what Barton Hills did was not harvest, which is the proper thing to do. That is to say, you go out and cut the weeds and you take them to shore and you dispose of it. It's a very heavy, very stinky, very smelly, very difficult thing to remove from any place you'd take it to shoreline. What Barton Hills did was just chop it all up. Same machines, they just weren't collecting what they were chopping. I haven't seen any pond folks say that's the right thing to do about weeds. Each fragment makes a new plant if it gets to the bottom of the pond. In other words, it makes the problem worse. I tried to write who's in charge of Barton Pond here, and is it Delacourt, or is there a new public services manager that cares about the city's property, city being the owner of Barton Pond, all the way high water level on the North Shore?
I mean, that's water treatment plant has a
Right.
large interest in that area. Yes. Okay.
Sorry, I need to turn the volume up. Elaine was running the printer here. So it's a water treatment plant that has obviously 85% of our water is coming out of an intake or two above Barton Pond.
Correct.
Substantially across the water from where they were doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But who's so Barton Pond proceeded with this, did it without any discussion with the city, without even any discussion with their own maintenance board and board of directors. This was some kind of private effort.
Okay.
I don't think they've likely caused the problem, except for the fact the weeds will be worse marginally next spring. And so if they want to do this, they're going to have to keep doing this.
Sure. Yep, I can follow up with the water treatment plant, see if they are aware.
I'd also like to know whether Barton Pond is being monitored for bacteria. You know, the high nutrient level areas of Lake Erie that come out of the Maumee River and to some degree out of the Huron River are causing bacteria that are toxic. And as most of you may know, several years ago, Toledo had to shut down its water supply from its intakes in Lake Erie, Western Lake Erie, because of this bacteria. It's kind of a green, at least the one I know about, is kind of a green slime that begins to grow in high heat and high light.
Yes, we do monitor for that, for
You do?
harmful algal blooms in Barton Pond.
So it's a regular program and you're watching.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm glad to know. Appreciate it.
Okay, our next meeting will be October 14th at 6 p.m. Chair Curtis brought to my attention that November 11th is Veterans Day, and so I'll be rescheduling that meeting probably to the following Tuesday, the 18th. So just a heads up. Okay, it is 6:45. Can I get a motion to adjourn? All right, thank you, Commissioner Nettich. Second?
Second.
Commissioner Hans. All right, thank you all. We'll see you next month.
Thank you, Erin.
Aaron, bye all.
Thank you.